Karen slashed my SUV tires, but it belonged to the FBI. I've been called a lot of things in my life: agent, father, neighbor, but the one thing I never thought I'd be called was suspicious for parking in my own driveway. I'm Malcolm Raines, FBI field analyst. 17 years in, I don't flash the badge unless I have to. Most of my job happens quietly: data, forensics, interagency coordination. That is, until I moved to Glenbrook Estates and met Karen Langford. You know the type. Yoga clothes at noon, two dogs, a clipboard she made herself, and a mind wired to think she was the sheriff of every blade of grass within sight. She ran a community safety patrol that wasn't real, but she wore the vest anyway. The HOA claimed she was just a concerned citizen. What she really was dangerous. It started small. Glares when I parked my black government-issued SUV in my driveway, notes on the windshield about violating community symmetry, the kind of suburban nonsense that people usually ignore. I didn't. I documented everyone. See, the vehicle wasn't just a car. It was assigned directly from Bureau Transport for my field tech duties, GPS tracked, tagged, and insured at a federal level. So when she walked across the street one morning and slashed the back two tires with a box cutter, she didn't vandalize my property. She vandalized federal property. I caught her in the act. It was 7:08 a.m. I just kissed my son goodbye as he left for school. From my kitchen window, I saw her crouch behind the rear wheel like a thief in broad daylight. One swift cut, then another. The SUV hissed low to the pavement. I didn't react right away. I walked out slowly, phone already recording. "Excuse me," I said. "Is there a reason you're attacking my vehicle?" She stood like she'd done nothing wrong. "This is a private community. That government-looking thing's been here too long. You people think you can just intimidate neighborhoods with your big black cars?" I blinked. "You people." She didn't flinch. "You're not even a homeowner. Renters can't have oversized vehicles like that here. It says so in the rules. I'm the HOA's enforcement rep." "I own this house," I said, calmly unhooking the badge from my belt. "And this vehicle belongs to the FBI." That's when her face changed. She backed up, stammering, trying to wave her box cutter around like it was a toy. You're lying. You're trying to scare me." I didn't have to say anything. By then, 3 neighbors had gathered. 2 had been filming. One was the HOA secretary. "You just slashed a government vehicle," she whispered. "Karen, what did you do?" Karen dropped the box cutter. She tried to walk away, but I was already on the phone with the Bureau Vehicle Liaison and local PD. "This is Agent Raines," I said. "I'm reporting criminal damage to a Bureau vehicle in progress. Suspect still on scene?" Within 20 minutes, the Glenbrook HOA Facebook page was flooded. Why did Karen vandalize a federal SUV? Is she really allowed to call herself enforcement? Why did she say "you people"? By that evening, the story had jumped to local news. Karen tried to defend herself, said I provoked her by not respecting the neighborhood's aesthetic. She even claimed she felt threatened by my presence, which is interesting, considering I'd lived there 6 months with zero incident and always waved first. But then came the files. I did some digging, quiet, careful, federal-level digging. Karen had been reporting residents to a fake email she created, titled Glenbrook Code Watch You Proton Mail. She wrote fake violations, threatened to fine people. She targeted single parents, renters, and especially black and brown families. I handed it all to local law enforcement. Then I sent it to the Bureau's legal team. Then I leaked it anonymously to the local press. The reaction was volcanic. More residents came forward. One had their backyard camera destroyed after ignoring her instructions to remove a basketball hoop. Another, an elderly Vietnamese couple, were reported for foreign signage which turned out to be their granddaughter's chalk art in Vietnamese. Karen was exposed as more than a busybody. She was a manipulator, a self-deputized enforcer of her own vision of purity, and now a felon. She was arrested for felony destruction of federal property, harassment, and impersonating a public officer. Her mugshot spread like wildfire, especially after it was revealed she'd tried to delete evidence and threatened 2 witnesses to keep quiet or face HOA fines, which, again, had no legal basis. Her badge printed from a novelty site, her reign over. Glenbrook held a town hall 3 weeks later. I was invited to speak. I didn't give them the badge. I didn't talk about the FBI. I talked about boundaries, about what happens when a community lets one person bully others under the disguise of order, about how easy it is for silence to become complicity, and about a tire slash that revealed something much deeper. The new HOA board voted unanimously to ban private enforcement groups. They replaced Karen's patrol vest with a new initiative, Neighbors for Inclusion. We hold coffee hours, cleanup days, language exchange for new immigrants. My son, he now bikes freely with his friends, no glares from across the street. And my SUV, it still sits in that driveway, tires fully inflated. I've seen federal cases collapse because no one asked hard questions. But in this case, all it took was a knife, a tire, and the right witness. Sometimes, the smallest cut opens up the truth, because justice doesn't always come in sirens. Sometimes it rolls in quietly and stays parked until someone crosses the line. The end.